Good morning. My name is Winfred Seville, Chair of the Board of Supervisors of the University of Louisiana System. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this process, the process of searching for a new president for the University of New Orleans. Before we begin today's proceedings, I would like to mention that if any member of the public wishes to comment on an agenda item, please get a card and turn the card in, and we will recognize you. Comment cards are located on the table outside the main entrance of this room. As well, in fairness to all of us here today, please turn off your cell phones and BlackBerry devices, and I'll do the same. Believe it or not, at a search in Lake Charles for the president of McNeese, I asked people to turn off their cell phones. About 10 seconds later, mine rang.
That's scary.
It's time to call the roll. Erica, would you please do that for us this time?
Dr. Randy Moffitt,
Here.
Mr. Paul O'Quinn,
Here.
Mr. Andre Coudrin,
Here.
Mr. David Guidry,
Here.
Mr. Gerald Hebert,
Here.
Ms. Renee Laparolari, Mr. John Lombardo,
Here.
Mr. Jimmy Long,
Here.
Dr. Neil Maroney,
Here.
Mr. Wayne Parker,
Here.
Mr. Winfred Seville,
Here.
Mr. Brian Glorioso,
Here.
Ms. Susan Hess,
Here.
Mr. John Minio,
Here.
Mr. Gary Solomon. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Erica. The last time I set foot in this room was on July the 11th, a very festive occasion when Governor Jindal came down to sign Act 419, which set in motion the transfer of UNO to the UL system. However, before that transfer can be finalized, the approval of our accrediting agency, SACS, is necessary. We anticipate that approval being early December. Concurrent with the governor's signature of Act 419, the LSU system announced that they were terminating the search for the next chancellor of UNO and turning that responsibility over to the UL system. However, as all UL system campus leaders are called presidents, our work will be to search for a president of the University of New Orleans, not a chancellor. But as you know, a rose by any name is still a rose. In association with this work, and as chair of this board, I'm charged with appointing the membership of this presidential search committee, such as it is. Fortunately, our board rules define the framework for this, and with this in hand, 10 voting and 5 non-voting search members have been appointed for this task. The 10 voting members are composed of 9 board members, including our student board member. That's mandatory. The student board member is a voting member of every search, all of whom you will meet momentarily. Our 10th voting member was selected by the Executive Committee of the University Senate, in which we make the search. I am pleased that Dr. Neil Maroney, Chair of the University Senate and Associate Professor of Economics and Finance, will be serving in this capacity. In addition to those voting members, system policy allows for the appointment of non-voting advisory members to participate in the process. Advisory members do everything that other board members do in the process. However, they just do not vote. But they serve a very critical purpose. In every search that I've been, we listen very carefully to the advisory board members. The 5 advisory board members on our committee are Mr. Brian Glorioso, current president of the University of New Orleans International Alumni Association, Ms. Susan Hess, who serves on the UNO Foundation Board of Directors, Mr. Gary Solomon, chairman of the UNO Foundation, Mr. John Minio, who serves as UNO's Student Government Association president. Our fifth advisory member on this committee is Dr. Randy Moffett, our system president. He participates in all of the search committee activities, but he does not vote. He keeps, or at least tries to keep, all of us on track and in order. This time, I would like the committee members to introduce themselves, starting with Ms. Hess on my far left. Ms. Hess.
I'm Susan Hess. I've been on the UNO Foundation for 27 years, formerly president, and I'm very pleased to be serving on this committee. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Gary Solomon. Like Susan, I've been here for about 25 years. I'm an alumni of the school and very honored to serve.
I'm Neil Maroney, the only faculty representative on this committee. I haven't been here 25 years, but a long time nevertheless.
I'm John Lombardo. I'm the Nichols State Student Government President, and I am the Student Board Member.
I'm David Gibney. I'm CEO of Geico Industries here in town, and a former member of the UNO Foundation.
I'm Gerald A. Bear. I'm a resident of Kenner, Kenner, not Kena. Indigenous Cajun boy, came here in the early 70s. And I've been to some place in the world that Indiana Jones wouldn't go back to, believe me. And I was in Nigeria one time, and there was a gentleman on a treadmill next to me. I said, you know, I could be in New York, this is back in the 90s, earning a couple $100,000 a year. And I said, well, why didn't you? He said, sir, this is home. And believe me, Indiana Jones only went to that particular place one time, okay? But I'm a resident of Kenner and transplanted. And I can honestly say that New Orleans is home now. The lesson I learned from the gentleman was home's where you make it. And don't ever talk badly about someone's home. I'm in the oil and gas business. I spent a lot of time in Houston, Texas. But I always come back, and it's great to be a part of the New Orleans makeup. And I can guarantee you one thing. I'm going to do the best that I can for you all in the University of New Orleans to make it the best venue in the Louisiana system. Thank you.
I'm Jimmy Long from Natchitoches, Louisiana. I've been on the board now for 11 years. I'm a retired state legislator and look forward to working with the people in the area to determine who will lead this fine school in the next generation. Thank you so much.
I'm Win Seville, chair of the board, and I live in Sunset, Louisiana. It's a little town between Lafayette and Opelousas.
Good morning. I'm Randy Moffett with the University of Louisiana System.
Good morning. I'm Wayne Partner. Been on the board for 8 years. Live in Chudrent, which is real close to Ruston up in North Louisiana.
I'm Renee Laparollery. In my 5th year of service on the board. This is my 4th presidential search, and I'm one of the members who represents the 2nd Congressional District on the system board.
Good morning. I'm Andre Coudrain. I was born in New Orleans. I was raised in Metairie, went to high school and law school in New Orleans. I now live in Hammond. I'm a lawyer. I'm a member of the Board of Supervisors, and I've been a member since 1996.
Good morning. My name is Paul Oakwell. I'm an attorney. I live in Thibodaux, Louisiana. My law office is in Bashry, and it's, to me, one of the most important things I do other than practice law is serving on this board. And I think one of the most important things that this board does is choosing the best person to be president of our university. So we look forward to working with all of you in making that choice, that decision. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm John Minio. This is my 2nd year student government president of the University of New Orleans, and I'm now the student board member to the Board of Regents this year.
Good morning. I'm Brian Glorioso. I'm the current president of UNO Alumni Association, and I'm also a graduate of UNO. And I just wanted to thank the chairman and Dr. Moffett for giving the association the opportunity to have a representative on the board. We represent the 75,000 plus graduates of the University of New Orleans, and we're very excited about this opportunity and the opportunity for the university to select a new president to take us into the UL system, which is going to be a great move for our university.